Today I want to invite you into the world of English portmanteaus. And if you're wondering what on earth is a portmanteau, I want you to imagine this. Imagine opening a suitcase and on both sides you pack half of an English language word, then you zip up that suitcase and there you go. A whole new word emerges, carrying the essence, meaning, or feeling of those two words combined. For example, if you put together part of the word breakfast, part of the word lunch, you get brunch. This is a portmanteau, also known as a word blend in English. These words are not just wordplay. They're a creative twist in the English language, reflecting current trends, technological advances, even our daily habits. As a result, English speakers are constantly developing and using new word blends in English. Understanding current portmanteaus not only helps you better understand the conversations around you, there are also words that you can add into your vocabulary, helping you sound more natural, more current, and more fluent in your English language. So whether you're a foodie, a tech enthusiast, or someone who just wants to enhance your overall English vocabulary, I want you to stick with me as we explore the world of current and quirky English portmanteaus. Now, very quickly, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Anne-Marie, an English confidence and fluency coach. Everything I do is designed to help you get the confidence you want for your life and work in English. If you'd love to discover years of confident English lessons just like this one, you can find them all over at my Speak Confident English website. For our list of portmanteaus today, I've got 4 distinct categories. Number 1, food and fun. Category number 2, tech talk. Number 3, modern lifestyle. And then we'll finish with category number 4, people and relationships. With each one I share with you today, I'll share what the portmanteau is, the words and meaning that it's combining, and I'll give you an example sentence so you can see how it's used as well. So our first category, food and fun, portmanteau number 1 is flexitarian. This combines the words flexible and vegetarian. As you might imagine, when this word is used, it describes someone who follows a vegetarian diet most of the time, but occasionally includes meat. For example, due to health concerns, my grandmother follows a flexitarian diet, limiting her consumption of meat. Number 2, glamping. Glam and camping. Glamping is a form of camping. However, the facilities and accommodations are far more luxurious. And I might say, my sister won't go camping unless it's glamping. The third word in this category, unfortunately, is a word I could use to describe myself from time to time. The word is hangry, combining the words hungry and angry. Do you know anyone who gets irritable and frustrated when they're hungry? If you do, then this is a word you might use to describe them in those moments. For example, let's say you're traveling with a friend on vacation, and at one point in the day you might say, "It seems like you're getting a little bit hangry. Let's get a bite to eat before we do anything else." And portmanteau number 4 for this category, staycation, blending the words stay and vacation. If you enjoy a staycation, it means that you take some time off, you enjoy a holiday or vacation, but you don't travel. You stay home or very close to home. For example, during the pandemic, many people chose to enjoy staycations in the summer months. All right, now it's time to move on to category number 2, where we have 4 more word blends focused on technology. Number 1 here is doom scrolling, or you might also hear doom surfing. This is a blend of doom and gloom along with either scrolling or surfing the internet. Have you ever spent too much time online scrolling through your social media feed or news articles, and during that period of time, your anxiety or feeling of negativity goes up significantly? If you've experienced that, then you've definitely engaged in some doom scrolling or doom surfing online. And here's how you might use it in a sentence. I had to find ways to quit doom scrolling during my free time. Next, metaverse, combining meta and universe. A metaverse is a virtual environment created for social connections through immersive technology. For example, during the pandemic, the gaming industry was buzzing with excitement about the metaverse. Number 3 for this category is netiquette. This word blend combines the words internet and etiquette. Netiquette lays out the rules of conduct and politeness when communicating online. As you might be aware, on social media platforms, some people forget their netiquette and say things online in chat rooms and in comments that they would never say aloud in real life. And number 4 is a word that you probably use quite often, and you may not have known that it was a portmanteau, webinar. This, of course, blends the word web with seminar. If you've ever attended a presentation or a seminar that was entirely online, then you've attended a webinar. And here's a sentence you might use. Our team enjoyed a recent webinar on current AI technology in education. And with that, it's time to move on to category number 3. We have 6 portmanteaus here to talk about modern lifestyle. Number 1 is biohack, combining biology and hack. A biohack is an instance of self-improvement that includes strategic experimentation with your diet, technology, hormones, and so on. And if you've experimented with biohacks, you might say, eating oily fish is one way to biohack your longevity. Number 2 in this category is situationship, blending situation and relationship. A situationship is more than a friendship, but less than a committed relationship. It lacks the typical norms and expectations of a committed romantic relationship. For example, Melissa didn't want to end up in another situationship after the pandemic. Number 3 here is slacktivism, combining slacking and activism. And this describes activities that use the internet to get support for political organizations or social causes without much effort. For example, with more social media and internet access, slacktivism is on the rise. Number 4 here is tipflation, blending tipping and inflation. I want to pay attention to the word tipping here because this isn't something that happens worldwide. I'll tell you, here in the United States, if you go out to a restaurant for lunch or dinner, it's common to leave extra money on the table for the server as a way to thank them for their meal. And this really isn't something that is voluntary. It's really more obligatory. It's part of their overall salary. It's expected that customers who visit a restaurant will add an extra tip at the end of their meal. And as you might guess, tipflation describes the increased rate at which customers are expected to leave tips for a service. And you could imagine someone saying, tipflation has gotten out of hand in North America. I have no idea how much to tip anymore. Number 5 here is workcation. And if you think back to our word blend staycation, you might know exactly what this one means. It blends work and vacation. It's used to describe a working vacation, an opportunity for someone to travel but still work remotely. For example, I'm looking forward to my upcoming workation in Oslo. And the last one in this category is zillennials. This combines Generation Z with the word millennial. It's used to define a micro-generation of individuals born between 1992 and 1998. And here's an example sentence. Zillennials remember using landline telephones and experiencing the initial rise of smartphones. It's time for our final category with 4 more portmanteaus related to people and relationships. The first on our list is bromance, combining brother and romance. It's used to describe a close platonic relationship between or among male friends. For example, although they only met 2 days ago, their bromance is strong. Number 2 on this list, frenemy, combining friend and enemy. These 2 words are obviously contradictory, so let's talk about its meaning. A frenemy is someone who pretends to be a friend despite clear dislike or rivalry. For example, in Hollywood, many actors have frenemies and feel that they can't really trust anyone. If you've seen the very popular movie Barbie, then you might know this portmanteau, Kenergy. This combines Ken doll with energy. It's used to describe support for women in a very open and confident way. For example, Richard had major Kenergy while supporting his wife's new business launch. And now our last word on this list today is mansplain, combining the words man and explain. This means to explain something to a woman in a condescending way, despite the reality that she has complete knowledge of a particular topic or issue. For example, someone might say, "Thank you for mansplaining the consequences of drinking coffee as a pregnant woman." You now have 18 current portmanteaus to add to your daily English conversations, and I would love for you to practice. I want you to choose 2 or 3 word blends from this list today that you really love and try using them in your own example sentences. If you want, you can always share your examples with me down in the comments below. While you're there, if there's a portmanteau that you know about, that you've heard often, read online, or maybe even used from time to time, I would love for you to share it down below as well. It'll help others in the Speak Confident English community expand their English knowledge and know-how. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you found this lesson helpful to you. And if you did, I would love to know. You can tell me in one very simple way. Give this lesson a thumbs up here on YouTube, and while you're at it, make sure you subscribe so you never miss one of my Confident English lessons. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you next time.